Whenever I make videos on pet tubers or drama, I always have people wondering what's the point. And that's a very valid criticism, especially for the fact that a lot of it comes from many of my loyal viewers and subscribers. Personally, I'm absolutely obsessed with animals, and I love to share that on my YouTube. YouTube is just a video sharing platform. I've used it for everything, to look up math videos for a concept I didn't understand in class, or to find random videos of cats being funny. PetTube in specific is kind of a niche field that airs more on the side of informational content than pretty much any other spectrum of YouTube. For example, most family vloggers aren't really interested in educating you and teaching you about their daily lives. They're just sharing it. But we as PetTubers have more of a duty to inform viewers about everything regarding pet care, because everything we say and do affects thousands of animals. I try to take my role as an educator quite seriously. I think it's a huge privilege to be able to influence so many animals' lives, and if there's something that I can say or do to help you improve your pet care, I'm definitely going to do it. But also, YouTube is just a hobby for me. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love making requested videos, but at the end of the day, I'm only ever going to make content that I'm passionate about and interested in. Some of it revolves around pets, sometimes it revolves around the PetTube community. I personally love everything to do with animals, and just as a byproduct of watching so much PetTube, I end up forming all these really strong opinions. I'm not sure why everything I form is so polarizing, but I guess that's just the type of person I am. And you guys are all my friends, and sometimes I just rant about stuff that, in the grand scheme of things, is not really that important, but again, that's the point of YouTube. Not every video I make is going to be revolutionary or life-changing. I might make a video just talking about different pet tubers that just irritate my nerves, or I might make a different video specifically discussing rabbits and small mammals' needs for UVB and how we're honestly not providing that in captivity. My own interests are quite varied, and yours probably are too. I make a lot of different videos, and you don't have to enjoy each one. Maybe you're someone that doesn't like drama, and you find PetTube commentary just really frustrating, and it's not something that interests you. For example, I watch a lot of beauty YouTubers, and I really like to stay up to date on the different drama and tea channels because for me, it's important to know the type of person that I'm supporting. I personally wouldn't support a YouTuber that I think has done bad things and hasn't shown growth, but again, that's a personal preference. I personally don't like buying non-cruelty-free makeup products because for me, if I don't agree with the brand and their mission statement, I just don't like to waste my money on it. On the other hand, people want to get the product that gives them the most bang for their buck. So some people don't care what the ethics behind the company are, as long as it's a good product. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I'm just saying as someone who likes to be very informed on the type of people that I watch, I find it really interesting when people make different commentary and critique videos, and by extension, I like making my own. If that's not your thing, I totally get it. Also, on a side note, telling someone that what they're doing is deserving of hate is honestly so toxic, and I think it's something that we need to address. I would argue that absolutely no person deserves to get hate. Consequences for their actions, sure. Disagreements, also again, great. But actual hate, I think is like such a cruel thing to say that someone is deserving of. For example, kind of extreme, but I have no issue sending a pedophile to jail, but I do have issues if someone is trying to personally attack them and lynch them. Again, I would do everything in my power to make sure that terrible people are held accountable for their mistakes, but I think hate is a very different thing, and I genuinely can't think of a situation where someone should just be hated on. I do know that my PetTuber videos are a lot more controversial, and that's completely understandable. When you're talking about animal care, there's really not much for people to disagree on, and even if it is, it never gets that heated. But when you're talking about someone's favorite animal YouTubers, and I think the relationship between YouTubers and subscribers honestly goes so much deeper than people realize. I know for me, a lot of these YouTubers practically raised me, so I completely understand being defensive and feeling attacked sometimes. However, I don't think that warrants me for getting hate, and I'm not going to stop talking out about it. If I feel like I'm being unnecessarily hated on, of course I'm going to address it, because I think it's pretty submissive not to, and I think it's important to stand up for yourself. At the same time, I completely know what I'm getting into when I make commentary and critique videos, and if you guys have stuff that you disagree with, I love talking about it. Animal care isn't black and white, and I've had so many interesting conversations with my subscribers. For example, I did a video on rabbit harnesses, and in the video, I actually kind of extremely stressed out butt chin to just show what a typical rabbit's reaction would be for the harness. I've had him for almost 2 years, and it was my first time putting a harness on him. Even though I didn't exactly know how he would react, I had a pretty good idea just based on his personality. And like I expected, he pretty much freaked out. My mentality going into this and stressing him out just for a YouTube video was that if I can show something that can potentially help 1,000 people not do the same thing for their rabbit, I felt like it was worth it. I guess in a way, Butchin was a sacrificial lamb. I was confident that there wouldn't be any long-term or serious repercussions as well. Again, having him almost 2 years, we both have a really strong relationship, and I feel very comfortable understanding him and reading his body language. Of course, he can't talk and tell me exactly what he feels, but when you have a rabbit for a long time, their body language is pretty much so clear. So for me, that was about 30 seconds of stress for a video that could be up potentially forever and influence thousands of rabbits. So I felt like it was worth it, but then a subscriber of mine actually felt that it wasn't. Her argument was that it was unnecessary stress, which it definitely was, and she felt like me explaining and talking through the process would have been just as effective. She also felt like there were safer ways I could have gone about it, and the way I introduced the harness was pretty extreme by putting it on him completely, and she felt like I should have respected his boundaries a little bit more and gone more at his own pace to desensitize him. Again, these are all completely valid criticisms, and I really had an interesting discussion simply because, again, these aren't black and white issues. Another interesting discussion I've had is on whether you can outgrow animals. Someone just couldn't understand at all the mentality about outgrowing an animal, and I completely see where they're coming from. I think it seems like a really sad idea to just outgrow something that cares about you and loves you. But my perspective is that I have animals who love me a lot, and I do think I've outgrown them. Maybe outgrown isn't the best word because I don't really think you're outgrowing individual animals. But as a species, I definitely think that you can become uninterested. Same thing with my Leachianus gecko. I wasn't sure how I'd like having a reptile. So far, I really like him, but Leachianus geckos can potentially live 30 plus years. Their lifespan isn't fully known. And in that time, if it ever came to a situation where I either couldn't provide the right care for him, or I just felt like he deserved better than what I could give, or I felt like there was a home that was better for him, I would definitely rehome him. Nothing happening anytime soon, but the way I see it, it's not like he's very personally attached to me. If I ever did rehome him, I would want him to go with his enclosure and everything because I think he's more attached to his enclosure and things like that, because rehoming is obviously a huge source of stress. So it's not something that I would just want to put him through, but at the same time, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But then again, people have different perspectives, and when you buy an animal, it is a lifetime commitment, and some people don't think rehoming should ever be done, and it's such a poor excuse. These are all just disagreements, and I think it's completely fine to have. Again, I just feel like nothing warrants hate. I'm always open to controversy. I don't think controversy is really a bad thing. I think talking about controversy is way more important, because if we don't talk about the issues, they kind of just get swept under the rug, which isn't doing anyone any good. Okay, that was just my random midnight thoughts video. I know I didn't really say anything of substance. Oop, I'm sorry. I just thought there was something on your face. But I hope you guys enjoy hearing me rant. Again, this is another video that some people really like, other people really don't. I like casual videos. Some people like more formal videos. But honestly, if you guys like formal videos, you're kind of on the wrong channel because formal videos are not my thing. Okay, bye.